Hello! I'm so excited to show you guys this entire setup that I made to work at the office. Let me tell you why before I start telling you what. I realized that I was spending almost every afternoon in the office, and this is sort of the way my life settled down after COVID. Right at COVID, we all worked from home, and then we worked a couple days in and out of the office. And now what has happened for me is I come to the office every single day, right after lunch usually, sometimes right before lunch, and I spend the entire afternoon on almost every day working on Zoom. And I said, I have got to redo my setup. Okay, it's time. This is the way I work now. So I put together a whole bunch of new pieces of hardware that have been really, really effective for me. And I thought I would take a minute and share them with you. And the first is this lovely chair. And so I figured I would just show you this chair. This is a chair. It's actually a gaming chair, believe it or not. But it's from a company called Secret Labs. I did a lot of research on what are the best office chairs out there, and it turns out that if you want a very comfortable chair that you can sit in for a long time, the gaming chairs are the way to go. They are incredibly firm, and you could just slip into them. This one's actually a bit expensive. It's about $600 all told, but I tell you what, I sat in this thing when my back was hurting me, and I felt no pain. It just vanished, 3 hours worth. You can find a very nice gaming chair also for about $300, so about half of this, and that also makes a nice office chair. So this works quite well when I'm sitting here and working at the computer, you can tell. However, we all know that ergonomically speaking, we should be standing for about 70% of the time that we're working, right? We should be going up and down. And I had previously a fairly inexpensive, about $170, $200 device. It's a kind of gas power, what do they have? Hydro, I don't even know. And I said, forget it, let's throw it out and put in something electric. So we got this beautiful thing here, which automatically, just by pushing this button, let me get the chair out of the way, raises my entire desk up to a perfect standing height. Actually, that's too high. What do people think I am? I'm not that tall. And so this is a standing height. This thing is about, I don't know, $500-600. So it's, you know, wasn't cheap, but it's really nice to work with. This, on the other hand, is cheap. I don't know if you guys can see this. You probably can't. I will show you. I have a little stool. And why? Because ergonomically speaking, you really want to be having the ability to put a leg up when you're standing and working. So that's the ergonomics of it. Spent a lot of time making sure that my hands were at 90 degrees and that the screens were at eye level. Let me show you a few more things that are going on here. The screens. It took me a long time to figure out which screens to use. I originally had purchased larger screens. They were 27 inches, 27 inches, 27 inches. They were 1080p. And what happened here was that they were too big. And it wasn't even possible to work like that. So we condensed the screens. These are 24-inch screens. They are Dell. But the beautiful thing is that they are not 1080p. They are 2K, so they're double. So they're not 4K, right? They're not like you would have on your 55, 60-inch screen at home, but they are 2K, and they are beautiful. I can set up my Zooms right here. I can put like a presentation here. I can put note-taking here, and it looks very natural to the people on the camera. You guys know I do a lot of webinars, so for me, getting a good camera and having a good image here was very important. So I got this OBSBot Tiny 2. I'm slightly in love with this camera, and I'm going to show it to you. And you can see, here's a picture of me actually on the screen. You see, and it follows me around. I don't know if you guys can actually see the fact that the camera itself follows me around, but that makes for a very engaging kind of presentation when I'm giving a webinar. The other things that I've done for the Zoom is I've attached right to the top here, I've attached a light. And so this helps light me up, especially when my window's here, you know, when it's not sunny outside, people can actually see me better. I have put my phone and my watch charger here on the stand, so that makes life a lot easier when you're working, standing up or sitting down. I also have this speakerphone. This is a Jabra speakerphone that I've used quite often. I've talked about it in the past. It's a bit expensive, but it is lovely to be able to just talk and listen to people. Last thing I have done, which I don't know if you can see them properly, but I have gotten these 2 speakers from Creative Labs. They're only about $50, and they have some of the nicest sound you have ever heard. Let me see if I can play something for you. Oh, lady, living off the pain. Who would I be if I couldn't play some of my son's music for you? Feels crazy. That's a preview version of their song Restless Nights. I have also gotten a vertical stand for my laptop, which is just nice, it's just pleasant. And I've had my fantastic engineers actually work on the wiring so that it is all very lovely and very unobtrusive. So if you can see it from the back, wouldn't be uncomfortable for people to see like a whole string of spaghetti wires. So all this together has really made my work life a lot nicer. I'm more comfortable, my back doesn't hurt, I'm able to have Zoom calls for hours and hours on end, both standing and sitting, and I can always just scoot out of the way and have a proper meeting as well. It's been a pleasure. If you're interested in this sort of a setup, I'm very, very glad to help you with it. Just let me know. Thanks.